Hey everybody, this is Michelle Baker, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of what you are expected to demonstrate on your test. This is the file that you'll open, and these are the instructions to the left of the two artboards. This is the logo live right here. Live meaning it is still the typeface. The typeface for Haley's is Lacosta Personal Use, and the typeface for Coffee House is Arial Black. All right, so you'll just follow the instructions and carry out all of the instructions exactly as they are to demonstrate the skills you've learned in Adobe Illustrator. So number one, if you see the name Haley's highlighted in pink, that means your computer doesn't have the needed font. So you'll download the font named Lacosta from either dafont.com or download the font from the linked blue file folder given, and you'll install it. So I'm going to demonstrate how to download this font from dafont.com. Okay, so I will go to my Safari browser. I had to move the bar for Zoom out of the way so I could see what I'm doing. Okay, so on my Safari browser, I'll just click dafont.com, and you can actually just put in the name of the font. Be sure to spell it with the O. So Lacosta, and you'll hit search, and the font actually will come up if you spell it right. So here's the font. This is the name of it. You're just going to click download. It's going to go into your download folder, or with Safari, you can come up here to the download arrow and actually just double click the blue folder. You want to download the one that says Lacosta Personal Use only. It's a .ttf file. It's your text file, font file. And then when this pops up, this window for Adobe, you just click Install Font. Now you'll find this font alphabetically in all of your Adobe Creative Cloud softwares. All right. So that's number one. So once you click back in your artboard, Haley's will automatically update to the Lacosta font. It will no longer be pink, but you'll see the actual design here that I have on this video. Number two, you're going to make a copy of the logo design and put it on the first artboard on the left. So we're just with the selection tool, going to make that imaginary arrow, imaginary box over the whole design. And I'm going to just hit Command C, Command V as in Victor to paste it. I'm just going to put it right there on the artboard. All right, number three, create outlines for the logo that you placed on the artboard and leave the other logo in the gray space live. So up here in the gray space, leave this live. Okay, that means live means when you click on it, it is still a typeface. The computer will tell you what typeface it is over here on the right. This is a good practice to do on your files when you're designing for somebody, because you can go back and play with the typeface and change it. You can also see the name of it in your design if you ever forget the name of the font that you used. Although you should keep your blue folder of fonts with your files when you design, keep them in the file that you're designing. Okay, so to create outlines for this font, we're going to select the two typefaces and go up to Type and down to Create Outlines. This is something you always want to do for your client, or else when they get your design, they will open it and not be able to read it. Next, you want to increase the stroke width of the line that's underneath the logo to 1 point. Then you're going to click on the word stroke and give the line underneath the logo round caps. So let me show you how to do that. First, click on the stroke and then go up to your properties panel under the appearance window and just increase it 1 arrow up to 1 point. Then you're going to click on this word, it's underlined, which tells you that you can do other things with this tool. If you click on it, this is where you can give it round caps. All right, so if you zoom in now, you can see, if you zoom in by hitting zoom, you can see that our stroke now has these round edges on the bottom instead of the square ones. All right, let's see what's next. All right, number 4, we're going to increase the stroke width line. Okay, we just did that. Number 5, we're going to outline the stroke for the line at the bottom of the logo design by going to Object, Path, and Outline Stroke. All right, this is important because if you were to shrink this logo down, this line would not scale correctly. It would thicken. The smaller it gets, it would be out of proportion. It would not scale in proportion. So this is a path. So we're going to outline the stroke in that path. Let me show you what happens when you zoom in. Do you see this blue line? This is showing you that this was drawn with the pen tool, and this is a path. From anchor to anchor is a path. Watch what happens when we actually outline this path. So we go up to Object, we go down to Path, and we go to Outline Stroke. Now watch the stroke. Do you see how the blue line disappeared in the middle? This is now an object. And when you scale this object, it will stay in proportion. All right. Number 6, we're going to group the logo together and then use the Align tool to center this logo design vertically and horizontally to the first artboard. Okay, so we're going to, with the selection tool, make that imaginary box to grab the whole thing. We're going to hit Command G to group it together. You can also find your quick action tools over here, and you can click on the word group. It now says ungroup because it knows that I just grouped it together by hitting Command G. All right, now that we grouped it together, we're going to align it to the center of the artboard. So come over here to the right to the Properties panel in the Align window, and we want to make sure we're actually aligning it to the artboard. But if you click on this arrow, it gives you the other options. We don't want to align it to the selection because we're not aligning it to another piece of art within the artboard. We're just going to align it to the center of the artboard. So now that it's selected, we're just going to hit the Horizontal Align Center tool. That puts it directly in the middle. And this is the Vertical Align tool. All right, so there, it's in the very center of the artboard. You always want to center it for some, to make it symmetrical. It's more pleasing to the eye when you're presenting it to the client to put it in the dead center of the artboard you're presenting it on. Okay, now we're going to go to number 7. Make a copy of the logo design and paste it on the second artboard. Use the Align tool to center that design to the second artboard as well. Okay, I still have it selected, so I'm just going to hit Command C and Command V. Then I'm going to click the white artboard so that it knows where I want to center it to. And then I'm going to use the Align tool, and it intuitively knows that I wanted it centered on this artboard because that's where my mouse had clicked last. Okay, use the rectangle tool to create a black box the same size as the artboard, which is 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so we are going to use the rectangle tool over here. We're going to click it. My color is already selected as black. And then I'm going to use my guides to click and create a black artboard. Now, when the guide told me it was exactly square, I let go. If you want to make sure that it's actually a 5 by 5, you can come over to the Properties panel, and under this rectangle transform tool, you can see that actually my square is a little too big. The value is 5.0266. So I'm going to click in this and just change it to 5. And click the height and change it to 5. And that now my square is a perfect 5 inch by 5 inch. Okay, now we're going to number 9, use the Arrange tool and move the box to the back. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can go over here to the quick actions and click Arrange, move to the back, send to the back, or I can right click on my mouse and click Arrange, send to the back. When I do that, my logo is actually on top now, but you can't see it because it's black. So just to be able to see it, I could turn it red, and we should be able to see the whole logo. Okay, that's not in the instructions because you don't actually have to do that. So the instructions actually say use the selection tool to select the black background and the logo design, and then use the Pathfinder tool to minus the front and cut the logo out of the box. So even if this logo was black and we couldn't see it, you can still cut it out. So let me show you. I'm going to hit Command Z and undo what I did. And then just like the directions say, I'm going to use the selection tool to select the box and the logo. It grabbed everything because you can see it highlighted in blue. And then I'm going to go over to the Pathfinder window that's in the properties panel and click on this tool, which says click to minus front. And when I do that, Haley's Coffee House comes through the cutout and it shows up in white because the artboard is white. If I were to take this design, the whole design, and just move it off in the gray space, you can see that Haley's is now showing through the gray background. All right, so once we've demonstrated that skill, now number 11, on the second artboard, I want you to apply the PMS color P29-8C from the Pantone coded color book in the swatch libraries. All right, I'm just going to delete that number 2. It shouldn't be there. So we're going to go to the Pantone coded color book in the swatch libraries. So let me show you where that's at. Up in the window toolbar. Sorry, I just found an anchor that all right. Up in the window menu of the toolbar, we're going to go all the way down. And once you think you're at the bottom, just keep going until you see swatch libraries. You're going to let the flyout window come up and you're going to go up to color books. You're going to go down to the Pantone CMYK coded book and click. And then you will get a window that should have popped up. So let me try again because mine didn't pop up. Okay, all the way down to swatch libraries, color books, and CMYK coded. Okay. And I'm not sure why it's not showing up, you guys, because I've got a lot of windows open to make this Zoom video. So I'm going to try it one more time. But I'm going to actually, with the selection tool, click on the Haley's logo and then go up and try it one more time. Window, down to swatch libraries, color books. Oh, it's coming up over here for some reason. Let me grab it. I didn't see it. Okay, so I'm going to delete this and show you how to type in your code. So in the instructions, if you need to scroll over and look, it's P29-8C. So if you put a P and a space 29-8 space C, it gives you the brown Pantone color. And if you hover over it, it actually gives you the code so you know that you're selecting the correct one. So once I click on that, it turns my logo the brown color. And I also want to make sure that the last thing I do is click on my artboard that's solid black and make it the same Pantone color. So now go back to the first artboard, number 12, and turn the black fill color into the newly assigned PMS logo color. So this Pantone color over here should now be in your swatches library. So you can go to your fill color and see if it's there. If you hover over it, it'll give you the number. That's the one, and just click on that. And so that's the last thing that we do to complete this demonstration of your skills. So now we need to save the file with your name. And of course, it's .ai for Adobe Illustrator. So you just go to File, Save As. You want to save this onto your computer there in the Mac Lab. You're going to name it, so you're going to go to Desktop, and you're going to name it your name, which you can put your first name or you can put, both. And once you name it, just hit Save to the desktop because you're going to upload it to the test page, and just click OK. And that is a demonstration of what's to be expected in test 1 to demonstrate your Adobe Illustrator skills. Thank you for watching.